Welcome to the Verndale VCS or Virtual Content Strategies Demo. This project contains three main components that will allow us to implement the whole set of features that we decided to implement. The first one is the API called Verndale VCS Engineering that allow us to process any kind of CMS requests for content generation and similar content. We have the Optimizely plugin that is for version CMS 12 and allow us to communicate between the backend and the CMS. And the front-end plugin that is just a React project that allow us to generate the UI for the Optimizely plugin. If we go to the Optimizely plugin, we can see also that we have some documentation that is going to be needed so you can implement properly the integration between the Optimizely CMS and the Verndale VCS project backend. And then we also have some scripts that will allow us to generate the NuGet package so we can use it in the CMS. In the CMS, we have been using the Manhattan project, and that is our client of ours, and you can see here that we first had to install the NuGet package to make that work, configure the Verndale VCS endpoint, and that is going to be a specific endpoint that we need. We also decided if we are going to take into account every time you save a page or every time you save a file, if it's going to be sent to index, or if it's not going to be that way. And we also have to implement different interfaces. In this case, we need an interface for every single page that you want to process in the project. And we also need interface to generate the content. So the interface to process the information is called VCS indexable, and you will need specific methods with the information that are required so we can have proper content. We also have the content manager that is going to generate the pages and delete the pages based on the page types that you define. Finally, you need to tell the CMS that the content manager implementation that you have for this specific website is going to be the one that we're going to use from the plugin. Okay, and finally we have the endpoint, the backend. And the backend is just a set of services including Pinecone, MongoDB, and ChatGPT, which allow us to generate the different kind of features that we have, like generate CMS content from a file, from a CMS page. We can also index the different file pages or delete one, and we can also get what content is similar and what content would be recommended to generate if there's not enough information or topics being used in the site. Okay, so if you go to the CMS, you have two ways to index the information. The first one is when you modified a page. So for instance, if you modified a page or a file, as soon as you publish, is going to be executing an endpoint update, so you can index the file or the page. You can also do the same with some scheduled jobs that we implemented. The first one is called Verndale VCS Page Indexer, and you can see here if it has been creating the pages. We already executed, so we don't lose so much time. And then we also have for a file, so you can see if this one was already processed and how many files it found and how many were processed. Okay. Now, if we go to the VCS manager, what we have here is all the interface that we implement in React so we can use it properly. What we are going to try to do now is try to generate a new page based on the different page types that we implemented using the interface. In this case, we only have one. Choose the source that is going to generate, the parts that is going to generate, and the topic. So we're going to use how to operate inventory management. Okay, so if we press the generate button, it will try to create the content. So we'll have to wait until the creation is finished and see what happens. With the page created, we can just check what was created. We can also preview it and see if it was working. Okay, We can also choose different topics, different places. For instance, we are going to choose site pages, and we can choose how to operate inventory management and try to generate. If for some reason there's an error, we will see the error displayed also in the UI. Okay, we can also see the page created. We can go and check what happened, see the preview, and the content was generated. Okay, now we can also get the recommendations for the site, so we can press just analyze and we'll try to generate the content recommendations for the site. And as soon as you do that, you will see the different recommendations and the topics that are recommended and why. For instance, because this source has not been used enough. We can also click the page to see which page we're talking about. We can also choose which kind of page type you want to create, and the article title page you can also generate the recommended page based on the current topic. So we are going to press it and see what happens. Okay, so the page is created and you can just press again and see what was generated. You can go in preview and see what is the content based on the recommended content. Finally, we can also generate content removal, and in this case what we're going to do is press the analyze button, so we get the similar creation content, seeing which ones are pretty similar to each other, so we can decide what to do with them. In this case, you can remove them. Okay, so the content was created, and what we can see here is what is the topic that has a lot of similarity to other ones. We can also see that what is the percentage of similarity, and we can also check each one of the pages. So if you go here and click it, you can see the different pages, and you can see also that some of them are really similar to each other, and that's why it's commented. So if you want, you can of course view the original page where this one was taken, and you can also choose to edit the page, to modify the content, or you want to delete the page. So in this case, what we're going to do is choose a page that is over here and decide to remove it. We delete it, and if everything is okay, you will see it, remove it from the site. You can also, if you generate content, remove it, more than remove it, you can regenerate the page if you want to kind of cry again because the content that the CMS content generated was not good enough. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.